To the new Meadowlands Stadium we go. First game of the home field for the Giants. It would be an up-and-down game for Eli Manning and the New York offense. Opening Giants possession, 2nd and 18 from their own 36. Looking for Hakeem Nicks, who would have a monster game, but this one is intercepted by Charles Godfrey, one of 6 tipped Giant passes in the game.
And one of 3 interceptions that Eli threw today.
That's so good. Giants trailing now 3-0.
Interception on Eli's fault.
He also had 3 touchdowns, which we'll get to.
Just a little bit behind.
Just a little bit.
After the sack, looking for Mario Manningham.
Keep your helmet on, Eli.
Actually, the sack right there. Dan Connor gets to him. As I said, would be an up-and-down day for Tom Coughlin's quarterback. A couple of plays later.
You couldn't tell whether they were winning by 40 or losing by 40.
That's Tom's look.
Same look.
That's his look.
There's Hakeem Nicks in between a corner and a safety.
Manningham there, actually. Looking good. Michigan having a big day yesterday.
They've got some good young wide receivers
coming in doing a good job.
Nicks did get both feet down, ruled a catch.
There you go. There's the Nicks touchdown.
There's the Nicks touchdown.
3 scores.
19 yards out, and the Giants led 14-9. 45-yard return set up the Panthers in Giants territory. Matt Moore. But actually, this is Eli Manning. I think that's Hakeem Nicks again.
We can't stop getting enough of that. That's a good combination, a good connection. And that is a good catch as well.
Outstanding. Tom still,
down to up 400. It doesn't matter. He's got the same scowl on his face.
Eli dropping back. More Nicks. How about it?
We saw glimpses of this last year.
Yes, we did.
Nicks was a solid receiver, a big play receiver.
Love the receiving core of the New York Giants. Now, Matt Moore, on the other hand, Steve Smith showed up to play.
It's 10 yards and a Carolina first down. A couple of plays later, 9 seconds left. Moore over the middle to Steve Smith.
Nice.
19-yard touch.
Those are about the only highlights you're really going to see. Matt Moore, 14 of 33, 182 yards, and 3 picks.
Smith, though, 5 catches, 75 yards. Moving into the third quarter, the second half, really owned by Eli Manning and the Giants. Looking for Mario Manningham.
You got Steve Smith. There's a Steve Smith that also plays for the Giants. You have Mario Manningham and you have Hakeem Nicks. You have a nice group of receivers that can threaten all levels of the field.
Play action, Manning to Hakeem Nicks. Plenty of time.
Look at that time.
That's Nicks' 3rd touchdown of the game. He had 4 catches for 75 yards. 24-16, New York. Fourth quarter.
4 catches, 3 of them.
Is this the new star running back for the New York Giants?
Ahmad Bradshaw out of the backfield, 16 yards.
Bradshaw had a big day.
76 yards rushing as well.
A couple of plays later, New York facing 1st and 10 from the Carolina 40. Bradshaw bursting up the middle, 39 yards, almost for the 6, but down to the 1-yard line.
Maybe there is a change in thinking with Tom Coughlin and the Giants. Bradshaw with 20 attempts, Brandon Jacobs only 12. I don't know if Jacobs was banged up or not, but they gave Bradshaw an opportunity to run with it.
I think you can expect to see more of this.
The Buccaneers at the Panthers. Josh Freeman coming off a 17-14 win in Week 1 over the Browns. On their second possession, no score, Freeman hits Kellen Winslow over the middle for a 24-yard gain and a first down at the Panthers' 30. 3 plays later, Freeman this time scrambling. He puts a great move on Richard Marshall. As you can see, gets past him, picks up a gain of 17 and a first down at the Panthers' 14. Next play, Freeman, he finds Ernest Graham for the 14-yard score, putting the Bucs up 7-0. Graham's first touchdown since 2008. Second quarter, 2 Panthers possessions later. Matt Moore, he will find on a 4th down Steve Smith, who takes it to the house for a 37-yard touchdown, tying the game at 7 apiece. Carolina would not be heard from after that. Ensuing Buccaneers possession, Freeman, he's able to avoid the sack twice, and he gets away from the pressure, and he'll find Kellen Winslow for a gain of 40. Winslow, their leading receiver with 83 yards, sets up a 1st and 10 next play, and that is Freeman finding rookie Mike Williams. He takes it all the way into the end zone, a 35-yard touchdown, putting the Buccaneers up 14-7 at halftime. Freeman, 2 touchdowns on the game. Third quarter, Panthers' second possession. Matt Moore's pass picked off by Rondé Barber, intended for Steve Smith. The Bucs would kick a field goal, putting them up 17-7 after that. Next Panthers possession, Matt Moore sacked by Quincy Black. A loss of 11, forcing the Panthers to punt after that punishing hit. Panthers on their next possession, trailing 20-7. Matt Moore is brought down this time by Tim Crowder, fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Kyle Moore. He returns it 5 yards. Moore, 6 of 16, 125 yards, a touchdown, and a pick in the game. Jimmy Clausen now in for Carolina, and he will find Steve Smith for a gain of 19 and a first down at the Buccaneers 29. Smith, 64 yards and a touchdown in the ball game. 8 plays later, 4th and goal from the Bucs 1. Big play for Carolina. Jonathan Stewart to the left side, tackled by Geno Hayes short of the end zone. Tampa Bay takes over on downs. Carolina on its next possession, and that is Jimmy Clausen's pass, tipped and picked off by Aqib Talib, returned 21 yards. Clausen 6 of 12, and the Buccaneers go to 2-0, winning 20-7. Jimmy Clausen making his first career start for Carolina against the Bengals in a rainy Charlotte, North Carolina. First possession of the game, it's already a bad start for Carolina. Clausen fumbles the snap. Roy Williams picks it up for the Bengals. Big day for the Roy Williams. Clausen just lost it right at the start. First game jitters there, and the Bengals get the ball. Their third possession, they have it 1st and goal from the 1. Cedric Benson goes around the end and into the end zone for a 1-yard score, putting Cincinnati up 7-0, one of their only bright spots from the first half. Rough day for Carson Palmer, intercepted by Captain Munnerlyn, picked off by Charles Godfrey, almost intercepted by Sherrod Martin, should have been a pick, and almost picked off again by James Anderson. And if it's not interceptions, it's drops. First by Ocho Cinco, then by Brian Leonard. A 22.2 first half quarterback rating for Carson Palmer. Third quarter now, Jimmy Clausen starting to find a rhythm. He throws complete to David Geddes. That's a pickup of 14 for Carolina. They're down 10-0. 3 plays later, he completes it to Jonathan Stewart on a check down. Stewart slips a man. He's able to get the first down, stay on his feet. A 15-yard gain for Jonathan Stewart. 3 plays later, and it's Stewart punching it into the end zone, bringing the Panthers within 3, 10-7 Cincinnati with the lead. Just under 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, Panthers down 13-7, but Stewart fumbles it. Big turnover. Cincinnati gets it. Robert Geathers scoops it up. 4th Carolina turnover in the game. Next play for Cincinnati, Carson Palmer, he throws to Terrell Owens for a pickup of 13. T.O. taking it down inside the 25. Very next play, Carson Palmer, his pass is complete. First-round pick Jermaine Gresham gets a gain all the way down to the 7, a pickup of 17 for Gresham. Next play, 1st and goal, and that is the first career receiving touchdown for Cedric Benson. Puts the Bengals up 20-7. Carson Palmer, 2 picks, 195 yards in the game. Fourth quarter of 4th down play, and Jimmy Clausen's pass is blocked. Incomplete. Bengals win it 20-7.
NFC South battle in New Orleans. Saints head coach Sean Payton and his team coming off the first loss of the season last week to the Falcons. John Fox looking for the first win. Drew Brees to Lance Moore. There's the first touchdown of the game. 7-0 Saints.
Lance Moore's delivered some big plays for this Saints team early in this season.
There he is, the young phenom.
Jimmy Clausen, not too bad here, finding Jonathan Stewart, and that's a Panthers touchdown.
I like what I'm seeing out of this young man. He's a work in progress. He's not Peyton Manning, so just slow down.
55 of his 146 passing yards came on that play.
First NFL touchdown.
I just said slow down.
Jimmy Clausen. Lots of miscues for the Saints here, fellas. Lance Moore puts it on the turf just before gets to the goal line.
Yes,
by Sherrod Martin, recovered by James Anderson.
And again, you're asking what's wrong with the offense. That would have been a touchdown.
No, you're right. You're right.
Here comes a Chris Ivory fumble.
He actually just threw it to the Panther defender, didn't he?
At the 20. At the set,
no, you're
plus
right.
20. Again, those would have been points converted some kind of way.
10-7 Saints at halftime, third quarter. Clausen to the left to Dwayne Jarrett. Batted up in the air by Tracy Porter, caught by Jeff King.
So, okay, that's like 15 yards. So 70 of his passing yards coming on those 2 plays. That's all I'm saying.
Carolina taking the lead right here. The cutback from D'Angelo Williams. The Panthers leading 14-10 after the extra point.
Well, this is what's been missing from Carolina. I mean, they've had some quarterback problems, but you could always count on D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
This is Captain Munnerlyn fielding the punts.
Who? Captain Munnerlyn. One of Deion's babies. From Prime U.
I know a Captain Morgan, but
The ball's recovered by Courtney Roby. Panthers' first turnover of the game. 14-13 after a field goal. Late third quarter, crossing to Steve Smith for a 5-yard gain, and Smith stays down.
Got a bone to pick with Steve Smith, too. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Well, he got carted off. Issue with his left ankle.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a guy you can afford to lose if you're the Carolina Panthers. You have limited explosiveness to begin with.
Fourth quarter, Saints down 14-13. Breeze to Dave Thomas, 11 yards.
Ball.
Catch that in.
Yeah, but the ball where he threw it right into coverage.
And John Carney in for Garrett Hartley, converts the 25-yard field goal, and New Orleans on top 16-14.
John celebrated his 50th birthday this week. No, 46? John 46?
He might be.
Carolina now with a chance. It's 4th and 4. Clausen rolling right, fires a dart to David Geddes.
Good play
16
right there.
yards, big first down.
Good throw.
4 plays later, 8 seconds left. Clausen trying to find Jarrett. Incomplete.
At least he put it up and gave his receiver a chance to make a play. I'm with you. I've been joking about Jimmy Clausen. Not great, but improvement today against the Saints.
Yeah, and how many picks did he throw? That's what I look at.
He threw 0 interceptions.
That's an important milestone.
Saints now 3-1.
A revenge game for Julius Peppers, making his return to Carolina for the first time. Matt Forte only 134 yards on the ground all season, but that would all change. Early on in the game, after a long kick return, the give is to Forte, stuffed up the middle, bounces it outside. He picks up 14, 1st and 10 at the Carolina 23. A couple plays later, the toss is to Forte, running around the end, and he is into the end zone, barely touched. His first touchdown run of the season, giving the Bears a 7-0 lead. On their next possession, up 7-3, look at Forte go. Makes a cut up the middle, and he is gone. A 68-yard scamper, his longest career run, already with 2 touchdowns in the game. He finished with 166. Bears up 14-3. Jimmy Clausen's pass is batted and tipped by Julius Peppers, who makes the interception. Look at Peppers get up. He used to play basketball, showing off his hand-eye coordination. Great play by Peppers as he quiets the crowd. They go on for a field goal, leading 17-3. On Carolina's next possession, a 3-and-out, so they punt to Devin Hester. You know, that is always room for trouble. Hester takes it up the sideline, 1 man to beat, pushed out of bounds by the punter, Jason Baker. A 50-yard return sets up a 1st and 10 at the 9. 3 plays later, a 3rd and goal. Todd Collins looking end zone. It is picked off by Ed Johnson. The theme of the game for Todd Collins. 1 of 3 first-half interceptions thrown by Collins. He was replaced by Caleb Haney late in the game. 3rd quarter, Chicago leading 17-3. Carolina going for it on a 4th and 1 at the 28. But there's a false start penalty. They're forced to kick the field goal from 51 yards out. No good wide to the right. Nothing going well for Carolina in the game. Jimmy Clausen benched after going 9-22 for 61 yards. That brings on Matt Moore into the game. Bears leading 20-6. Back to Bass. And he passes it off of Armani Edwards, intercepted by Brian Urlacher. Carolina still winless. Bears go on for a 23-6 win.
So on their way to the UK to play next week's game in Wembley with Denver, the Niners stopped off Carolina for a game. Carolina coming off a bye week with Matt Moore reinstalled as starter, one of the few remaining winless teams in the league. Tied at 13, we had a game when Matt Moore just gives it right up, right to Ray McDonald.
Big man's dream.
Matt, if you're going to throw it to him, you got to tackle.
The big man's dream.
Gimme. 31-yard pick six for big man with football. The Niners take the lead, but back comes Matt. Gritty Matt Moore to David Geddes, who dropped a touchdown on 4th down earlier in the game. Earlier in the quarter, redeems himself, and Moore ties the game at 20. David Carr in for an injured Alex Smith, and he's picked off by Richard Marshall.
Bad decision throwing this ball right. He should have thrown it to the inside of the receiver.
And that led to John Casey kicking the Niners off to the United Kingdom with a 6th loss of the season. Mike Singletary, one of your ambassadors of the game internationally next week after this game domestically. Ball 2-5. The Rams Oh, look, Steven Jackson went as Eric Dickerson for Halloween right there.
Eric's old glasses. He definitely trick-or-treating. He's no ED.
Sam Bradford.
Or Marshall Falk. That's right, I said it.
Sam Bradford looked like Kurt Warner, dare I say.
Don't do that.
All right, I don't do that. To Laurent Robinson, 3 plays later. Danny Amendola, everybody.
Well done,
Who was that,
Danny.
Andre Bruce?
Sam Bradford.
Ricky Prohl right there.
Better selection.
Thank you. Fourth quarter, Matt Moore getting the start. And finds Steve Smith. Ball's knocked loose by Craig Dahl. Here is Chris Long hopping on the loose ball.
I like the Rams getting to the ball as a team. They're playing much better.
Ensuing drive. Sam Bradford to Brandon Gibson. Who says the Rams don't have any wideouts?
Yeah,
Robinson, Gibson, Amendola getting it done for Sam Bradford, who finds Daniel, don't call me Norman Fells. 23-yard touchdown. And look who's 4-4 hitting the ball week.
Fantastic job by the Rams coaching staff. These guys are playing hard. 4-4. Are you kidding me? Great job.
The Rams 20-10 winners over the Panthers. NFL Game Day highlights presented by Motorola takes you to Carolina. Would you believe the Saints haven't swept the season series from Carolina since 2001?
It's a good year to do it for Carolina.
Hard to believe.
Jonathan Stewart starting in place of the injured D'Angelo Williams is injured and stays down.
Harper brought that hat. Watch the old man come up there and bring it. Steal.
Legal hit.
After all these years.
Stewart would not return. And again, as I said, D'Angelo Williams is out. Next possession, the ensuing possession agrees to Jeremy Shockey. This will be his last possession of the game. Shockey was hurt, taken for x-rays on his ribs to the hospital.
Teams are hitting each other.
Shockey and the Saints are up 7-3. Matt Moore was sacked by Cedric Ellis. Moore hurt his shoulder on the play. He would not return. Meanwhile, as for the game, it's 20-3 New Orleans in the third quarter. Jimmy Clausen picked by Jabari Greer, back and healthy, so the Saints are getting healthier, and they are winning, going into the bye week at 6-3 with a 34-3 beatdown of 1-7 Carolina. Buccaneers coming off of a tough loss in Atlanta, taking on Carolina.
I like this guy, Josh Freeman.
And they got LeGarrette Blount running the ball with
a vengeance.
With passion.
Like he's hungry for a check.
17-yard gain.
Feed them kids, man.
A big man.
The Bucs already up 7-3. LeGarrette Blount running again for 17 yards.
He's 250 pounds. It's like Brandon Jacobs.
19 carries for 91 yards and that one leaping score.
Wow.
Into the end zone. Bucs up 14-3. But you know what? The Carolina Panthers were game today. It was 14-10 with less than a minute to go in the half when Freeman and Kellen Winslow making a play between two defenders.
It's a forgotten man right there.
First touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
You can be forgotten when you don't score a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, exactly.
Fourth quarter, Bucs leading just like 24-16. Again, Jimmy Clausen playing in this game had the Panthers moving, but you know who was moving as well was Cadillac Williams. 16-yard gain on that dump pass, and then allow Cadillac to set up Cadillac.
First go the afterburners.
45 yards.
That'll
do it.
You better run because Blunt is running.
Freeman had 2 touchdown passes as well. And the Bucs are back to 6-3. On this show, you don't want to miss that in the conversation that ensues. We're going to show you some more highlights for the moment. Joe Flacco in Carolina got scoring started right away on sad sack Carolina. T.J. Houshmandzadeh with a 56-yard touchdown score from Flacco at 301 yards and that one touchdown. Ryan St. Pierre, fresh meat, first career start.
Attack.
He was on a couch just a week ago.
And stay-at-home dad on the couch.
And how about this play by Edwards?
What do you think he's going to do?
He's going to pitch it. Guys, these guys practice this in practice. I was there. I played on this team. This is what they do in practice. So it's not nothing out of the ordinary.
Dewan Landry, the recipient of that pitch, and then the next Panthers drive is Ray.
Oh, shook him.
His third career pick 6. 30th career interception.
You can get them little legs in that sugar.
I can't believe Peyton Hillis is acquired for a third-string quarterback.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
They threw him into that trade. He's a beast.
No, it's a man.
It's Zonka. Treasure. It's unbelievable. He's got 13 total touchdowns this season. He had 3 against Carolina today. But Carolina, despite the Hillis parade, was down by just 1 with 30 ticks to go. And would you believe another player running through the Cleveland secondary, virtually untouched, with mere seconds to go in the game? It's Mike Goodson with a 32-yard gain. And then 2 plays later, Clausen with 10 ticks to go, finds Brandon LaFell rolling out of bounds to stop the clock. With no timeouts, Carolina watched this happen.
This team is still fighting for
to set up John Casey for the win, to give Jimmy Clausen his first win as a starting quarterback after trying all season long, and Casey Noonan.
Doink.
That happens to bad teams.
That's the way the Browns escaped. It's unbelievable what's happened. It's unbelievable. They return to Max Holland, and he hurt his shoulder. 3 quarterbacks. Jimmy Clausen and the Panthers up in Seattle. Tough place to play, certainly when you're traveling all this way and you have only one win on the season. And look who's up 14-0. That would be Jonathan Stewart and the Panthers. It's 14-3 when Justin Forsett makes a play. This all Cal backfield helping out the former USC coach up there in Seattle.
And 15 on top of that.
Because Marshawn Lynch would get it in from there from 1 yard out. Panthers next drive, Jimmy Clausen, look out. Lofa Tatupu, the USC player helping the former USC coach now in Seattle. Seattle is up 17-14 just like that, and putting the pedal to the metal with Leon Washington, and little Leon's getting larger.
Florida State!
Would you believe, though, that Jason Baker, the punter,
Jason Baker, get him, Jason!
He held his hand up. No, Leon, come on.
That's an athletic punter. Jason Baker. Oh, he's holding it. See, that's why you don't hold it up.
You
keep running.
You got a high step. That was a problem. If he was high stepping, he would have never got his heel.
Quality coaching there. It's not fun for Steve Smith, but at least the Seahawks were able to laugh about that. They have a 6-6 mark, just like the Rams, and despite having a better division record.
Matt Ryan and the Falcons at Carolina. Atlanta with the best record in the NFC at 10-2. First play of the game, a bad start for Carolina. Jonathan Stewart up the middle, loses the football, recovered by Atlanta as it pops out. Dante Robinson with the ball, a great start for the Falcons at the 29, and 3 plays later, the play fake by Matt Ryan, rolling to his right, finds Tony Gonzalez in a tight window in the end zone, his 5th touchdown catch of the season. Atlanta up 7-0, capitalizing on the mistake by Jonathan Stewart. Next Falcons drive, 3rd and 3, going deep. Henry Douglas, he hauls it in. A nice grab for 46 yards down to the 9. Sets up great field position once again for Atlanta. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal. Plunging in, Michael Turner, the burner for the touchdown. Falcons go up 14-0. On to the 3rd quarter. Panthers down 17-0. First possession, 1st and 10 from their 31. The give to Jonathan Stewart. He's got a hole, and he is going. 2 guys in front of him, and he fights his way down the sideline. But a gain of 48 for Stewart down to the 21. He had 133 yards in the game, and 2 plays later, they give this time to Mike Goodson. Nifty moves by Goodson into the end zone. Hey, it's a game in Carolina. 17-7, a touchdown in 3 straight games for Goodson after that score. Next Panthers drive, a 4th and 4. They decide to go for it. Jimmy Clausen's got nowhere to go. Brought down and sacked by Chauncey Davis, a loss of 12. Falcons take over at midfield. They have 5 sacks on the game. Ensuing Falcons drive. You know they're going into the end zone once again. Matt Ryan to Roddy White. A gain at 18 down to the 3. White had 79 yards receiving, and 2 plays later, you guessed it, Michael Turner again with the spin move and the dive into the end zone. Falcons go up 24-7. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. In the 4th quarter, Panthers down 24-10. 2nd and 11 from their 19. The pass is tipped by Jimmy Clausen, tipped by the Falcons, intercepted by Mike Peterson. He takes us out of bounds to the 16-yard line, and then right after that, 4th play of their drive, a 1st and goal from the 4. Michael Turner again, and he just walks into the end zone, his 3rd touchdown of the game. 31-10, Atlanta wins it. 2 of the worst teams in the league getting together in Carolina. Panthers have beaten the Cardinals 6 straight times, looking to make it 7. 2nd quarter, Cardinals trailing 6-0, a 3rd and 4. John Skelton locks in on Steven Spock, and he throws it right to Sherrod Martin, who makes the pickoff, and the interception being returned inside the 20 all the way down to the 16. Excellent field position for the Carolina Panthers. And right after that, play action fake, Jimmy Clausen throws behind him, and it's a wide open Jeff King into the end zone. 13-0 Carolina. The first touchdown catch of the season for Jeff King. They were up 13-3 at the half, and Arizona just had all kinds of mistakes on special teams. First, the onside kick attempt did not go 10 yards by Jay Feely. gave the Panthers excellent field position at the 37, led to another field goal, so they went up 16-3. And then on a punt 2 drives later, Reggie Walker flagged for roughing Jason Baker on the punt, kept the drive alive for Carolina. They got a 43-yard field goal from John Casey, going up 19-3. On to the fourth, Cardinals trying to come back with 6 minutes left. Pass into the corner for Steve Breaston, who makes a nice sideline catch, gets both feet in bounds, dragging the toes. And that was a nice catch by Breaston down to the 10. Next play, 1st and goal. Skelton throwing over the middle to Tim Hightower, but he loses the ball. It's in the end zone, and Steve Breaston recovers. He is everywhere on that drive. That makes it 19-9, but with the missed 2-point conversion attempt, it stayed that way. Arizona trying to come back late in the game. The pass down the sideline from John Skelton to Larry Fitzgerald for 41 yards, plus a personal foul on the play. Put the ball at the 10, led to a field goal by Jay Feely. So they need the onside kick to come back in this one, and they go reverse field on the onside kick attempt, but Jordan Sen recovers it for Carolina, and they hold on for the victory. 19-12. They are now 2-12, and the 7-game losing streak for the Panthers has come to an end with a win over the Arizona Cardinals, and John Fox is loving it.
Tonight on Thursday Night Football on NFL Network, Troy Polamalu missing his 2nd consecutive game. Again, this is just 4 days after Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers lost in this building to the Jets. They haven't lost back-to-back games in December in Pittsburgh since 1998, and they came out against a 2-win team and put their foot on the throat with a Heath Miller reception inside the red zone, and then basically after Ben Roethlisberger escapes here and finds Emmanuel Sanders, it looked like the Steelers were on the board, but John Fox has a red hanky. He threw it, and sure enough, Sanders did not make this catch.
Yeah, somebody upstairs saw this on the replay, and it was a smart challenge. Right there, the ball hits the ground. That's an incomplete pass. Good challenge by John Fox.
So that led to a Sean Schweitzum field goal. 3-0. Sean Schweitzum. It's 3-0 Pittsburgh. Second quarter, Roethlisberger is sacked by Charles Johnson, and wouldn't you know it, this man who had his nose surgically repaired a couple weeks ago, he's now bleeding from that nose again. Getting looked at it on the sideline. Ensuing Panthers possession, though, Jimmy Clausen. Jimmy's getting upset because he's picked off by Bryant McFadden. David Geddes didn't really go.
Yeah, David's got to go find that ball and break it up and make sure it's not intercepted.
But instead, it was intercepted, and the Steelers began to move down the field. The first play after the interception, Heath Miller, who had a nice night coming back from missing 2 games with a concussion. And then this bang, bang, bang play to Mike Wallace for the score.
Blitz read. Big Ben read it perfectly. Mike Wallace is emerging as a playmaker in our game.
43-yard score. Roethlisberger went inside to get that nose looked at a little more. 2 possessions later, he didn't miss any time in the game. There's Emmanuel Sanders right there for 35 yards.
SMU!
Down to the Panthers, 29. 4 plays later, 3rd and goal. Rashard Mendenhall rushes it in. 17-0. The Steelers would get an easy 3 right before the end of the half after the Panthers turned it over on the ensuing kickoff. So it's 20-0 at half. 3rd quarter, Roethlisberger thrown to Hines Ward. But we've got a flag on the play. Richard Marshall called for pass interference. 3 plays later, 3rd goal, and Big Ben is tall. That's why they call him Big Ben. And it's a touchdown. 27-0. Steelers go on to win 27-3. And as I mentioned several times, the Steelers are 1 win away next week in Cleveland from being the AFC North champ. If the Ravens lose any of their last 2 games, they're in Cleveland this week and then at Cincinnati the next. Then that would give the AFC North to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Panthers at the Falcons. This is going to be John Fox's last game as head coach of Carolina. Good news is they've won 5 straight season finales, but Atlanta playing for the top overall seed in the NFC. Matt Ryan scrambling to his right side on their opening drive, and he picks up a 1st down on his own. And then, right after that, he goes to the air, scrambling around on 2nd and goal, finds Tony Gonzalez in the middle of the end zone, a 6-yard touchdown. Falcons go up 7-0 early at home, looking to clinch that top overall spot. Dan, what do you know? Eric Weems once again with a big-time play for Atlanta. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown against the Bucs. This time a punt return for a touchdown, and that puts them up 14-0 early at home. They are on their way to the top overall seed. On to the second, same score. A minute left in the half. The pass to the sideline to Roddy White. How did he thread the needle? Matt Ryan gets it there. A gain of 14. 4 plays later, 56 seconds to go in the half. That is Roddy White once again in traffic. Got the ball across the plane for a 14-yard score. Falcons up 21-0 at halftime. Down 24-3. Jimmy Clausen looking to get something going. Bombs one down the left sideline. Intercepted by Dante Robinson. That pass was intended for David Geddes, but Robinson had the inside position, was able to pull it down for the big interception, and then Atlanta made him pay. Up 24-3. Hey, why not go for another touchdown? This time the pass into the end zone for Brian Finneran falls incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. Pass interference on Richard Marshall. A 20-yard penalty set up an automatic first down for Atlanta, and 2 plays later, Michael Turner, where is the defense on that one? Walking into the end zone. Falcons clinched their 4th division in franchise history with the win.